All right, we are back. Again, you are listening to 1170 AM, The Answer, inside the KCBQ radio studios. And in studio with Mr. Hall, filling in for Kyle Whissel, is Sam Beckett with Team Home Loans. JC, I already forgot how to pronounce it. Agajanian?
Agajanian.
Agajanian.
There
See,
you
I
go.
looked
You got
away
it.
from my stuff here.
You got it.
And I'm learning Agajanian.
Yep, no
All
R's
right.
in there.
We were talking about Tesla.
Right.
Right. And
Here's
we
my
talked-
thing. Okay,
Yeah.
and you kind of addressed it a little bit. You got a Volt now. What about the range anxiety, man?
So it's a great question. So range anxiety are things that people ask, and they always ask about, like, well, how much does it cost you to charge your Volt?
Mm-hmm.
It literally cost me about the same as it cost me to charge my cell phone.
Wow.
All right. It's unbelievable how much it costs to charge. Tesla has a bunch of free superchargers that in 20 minutes they'll charge you up 150 miles.
I've heard it doesn't really go that quickly. It takes a while.
They always
fill
tell
it
you
up.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
they always
course.
tell you that.
It happened once
They
in
tell
the lab.
BMW guys that, JC. The guys that drive BMWs, I know you do because I've been in your car. They tell you guys, hey, it takes forever to do it. It doesn't take as long as what the competition is going to tell you. But here it is. It currently goes 265 miles if you drive it like a little old lady. Now, if you drive it like I want to take Sam and I to Vegas in one, and we won't be getting 265 miles because I'll be driving it over 100 miles an hour. But for the test drive model, they do have a governor at 80 miles an hour. So right here on Noble, right down the street from the studios, he said, stop, and I stopped, hit it, and before we even got to the freeway, I was already governed out at 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
And he said the reason Tesla had to do that with all their test cars is guys were driving 140 miles an hour with the Tesla employees, with a Tesla-owned car, a little concerning driving anywhere in America. Can you imagine being
That's
105?
insane.
Can you imagine being the guy who works at Tesla and some guy's driving 140 miles an hour? Now, I might have done that on Friday had this thing allowed me as I talk about that. But I did drive my Volt over 100 miles an hour on my test drive, and the lady was screaming because I said I will not buy a car if it doesn't do 100. I just won't.
Yeah.
Now,
The coolest thing about Teslas is that the over-the-air updates. It's like a cell phone.
it is exactly. It's a smart car.
Yeah.
It's truly a really smart car. So any updates, so they did a new calendar update and they've improved it because they got some feedback from Tesla owners like, hey, we didn't like how it was syncing to our phones this way and that way. So they just
Interesting.
automatically download everything. They can download a governor. They can change the specs on your car. It's amazing. It's basically a computer golf cart extraordinaire.
And if they wanted to, that high-end model that you were mentioning, it's capped at, I think, 150 right now. It could definitely go 180 or 190, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
2,
you're
if
right.
they would allow it.
If they would allow it.
Yeah.
You're right. And
It'd
if
be
you
really fun for Jason to get his, and then you end up going online and messing with the governor when he's out on a ride.
Yeah, you know, you would do that.
I
Yeah.
would.
See,
Oh,
Kyle,
yeah.
Heartbeat.
Sam and Kyle would exactly do that. So what they're saying is, hey, Jason, if you got a Tesla and we were able to like break the code and get in there and like mess with your car, we would set your governor like at 60 miles an hour.
Nope.
And-
35.
And we would have the Ford Escort, the 1992 Ford Escort, beat you off the line because we would mess with stuff like that, right? That's exactly. Sam's
Absolutely,
grinning here.
absolutely.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Speaking of hacking cars, though, that makes me think the other way. Like, are people going to start
Mm-hmm.
jailbreaking their Tesla and just doing crazy stuff with the electronics to allow the
There's
vehicle to...
That's what people do with the Volt. So
Okay.
you can actually bring up on YouTube, like, I forget what I brought up on the Volt, but like Chevy Volt, you know, I forget what the key word was that I used, but I found where a guy literally has his Volt going 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Now, the Volt does about 0 to 60 in sport mode at probably about 7.9.
You put an extra golf cart motor in it.
Yeah, he actually has learned how to mess with it, and it's almost like it's like a regular Tesla. The regular Tesla is like 5.4, so he competes with 0 to 60 with regular Tesla Model S. But now the high performance guys, 2 motors. And so what's cool is they go into sleep mode. So when you need it, you automatically, when you jump on it, it kicks in both electric motors. The moment you just want to drive 65 on the freeway, it just runs on the front motor, which is a lower electric range motor that doesn't have the horsepower and gets longer range. It's a true smart car. So it's unbelievable. But I could talk about that forever, as you guys know. But I'm here to talk to you, JC.
Cool.
I know you've been an expert in the field. You know, you used to be a real estate lender. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you switched over to be a real estate agent in 2008. You sold over 200 homes this last 6-7 years. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You just came part of the Whissel team. You and
Yep.
Kyle have been friends for a while. And you guys finally decided to merge together and become one. And I know Sam and I are excited to have you on the team because any top performer that we as lenders can have on the Whissel team, we want to look for an opportunity to do business together. And we've been real impressed. I mean, you're a real straight shooter. I know you have how many girls?
I've got 2 girls and 1 boy.
All right, 2 girls and 1 boy. So you got a family of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And what are their ages, JC?
So my first Allison, she's about to be 6, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco
So
de
next week.
Mayo.
Oh, wow.
Can't forget that.
Yep. My middle child, Kate, is 4, and the baby's 2. He's James.
6, 4, and 2, and
Yeah.
James.
Any more on the way?
No, we're done. We shut down the factory.
Are you sure? I mean, 6, 4, and 2. It looks like one's due right now, right, guys?
Yeah, there it is.
I know.
I mean, you sure she's not pregnant? We better
Yeah.
check. And what's your wife's name, JC?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right, so you got JC, Jennifer. Got it, man. That's awesome.
And where do you guys live? You guys in?
We live in South OB,
Okay.
kind of near Sunset Cliffs area.
Oh, it's
Alright.
a beautiful spot out there.
So let's talk about Point Loma and Ocean Beach. I know you've lived there since the late 90s. You've done a ton of transactions
Mhm.
there. The market, as we know, is on fire. It's hot. It was a hot day today. It was
Yeah.
a hot day yesterday. So
Yeah, and I was just looking at some. There's a new CoreLogic report that came out. They follow all the real estate statistics. They said from last March 2014 to this March 2015, we're up 13.4%.
is that here in San Diego or is that there in Point Loma?
No, that's San Diego County.
Okay.
You said
Eh, eh.
13, 1-3.
13.4%. So we're
Wow.
averaging over a point
Percent
per month.
per month.
Right.
And now,
and is that in prices or is that in inventory? What are we talking
No,
about
that's
there?
sales price.
Oh, wow.
so that's the average
Wow.
sales price. The West, they reported this morning on CNBC at 5 o'clock this morning or 5:30 when I was up. The whole West, is 11%. So it's 11.1%, the whole West, year over year. So that means March 2014, as JC saying, to March 2015, the market just on the whole West Coast is up 11%. But here in San Diego, we're up 13+%. So me and Kyle went to a conference in October in South Carolina. And when we came back, we were so excited because we had that economist on there who said this will be one of the best years ever in the real estate business. And it's going to be the best winter. It's going to be the best January, the best February. And sure enough, we've been telling everybody about it. And it's on fire, right, JC? I mean,
Yeah, and what we're experiencing right now, it seems like this is going to continue throughout the year. I mean, it seems like we're going to keep getting that 1% or so every month that we're going on.
And I agree with that as long as the rates stay affordable. You know, that's the one wild
That's your
card.
expertise now.
That's my expertise is talking about rates, and we'll talk about that later in the show. As long as the rates stay good,
Mhm.
we're going to see prices.
And the economy too needs to
Right.
continue to improve. It's been growing, but only a little bit. I mean, can you imagine if we had serious, substantial economic growth? I mean, that would change things.
Prices really go through the roof.
Yeah.
That would go maybe double digits.
Yeah.
You know,
Because-
we'd see 2 or 3% a month.
So tell me, as a non-real estate agent, what does that mean? Does that mean it's a good time to buy now? Does that mean it's a good time to sell now? Does that mean I should wait? What's the deal? What does that mean for me?
Well, you
as-
should have listened to Kyle and bought in October of last year, Brian. Is what you
Oh
should
yeah,
have done.
I should have done that, huh?
But go ahead, JC.
Yeah, no, if you have been considering moving up, you know, or you've been in a place for a while and you want to see where you're at equity-wise, I mean, now is a great time to test the water and see about
And that's
putting it on
because
the
of
market.
supply, right? There's just not as many homes for sale. Like, why do you think
Absolutely.
that is?
There's a lot of buyers.
We haven't knocked any houses down.
No,
So
there's
I'm like, where'd the supply go?
well, the new inventory, the builders have not been building for several years. They're only starting to start that engine over again, and it's a slow process. So most transactions have been resale for quite a while now.
Right.
So buyers are also motivated by the sustained low rates that we've got. So there's incentive for them. There hasn't been any new market inventory coming on, and you know, you're just dealing with what is there and if whether or not people want to sell it. So there's more buyers than sellers right now. And if you're in a selling position, it's great. If you're looking to buy, it's also a good opportunity because, like I said, you know, if we continue to see this appreciation going up, it'd be better to take advantage of that and be benefiting from it as it goes on instead of having things be even more expensive down the road.
Yeah, I was talking with one of the agents who bought a house 2 years ago.
Mhm.
She's up $100,000 in 2 years in a small purchase in Santee, a 2-bedroom house. Unbelievable. She did exactly what Kyle told her to do: buy, get in, and she's so excited. $100,000 in 2 years.
That's insane.
Insane. And I think JC smiling, when that's what we're anticipating still happening right now. So if you haven't bought yet, you need to reach out to a professional on a Whissel Realty team. And the best one out there right now that I can tell you, because I got him on the air, is JC. And again, you're listening to 1170 AM, The Answer. It's Whissel Wednesdays. And this is Jason Hall with Team Home Loans filling in for Kyle Whissel. But one of his top agents who just merged in with them is JC. And JC, I'm looking down at how to pronounce your name, but go ahead and tell us again.
Agajanian.
Agajanian. Can you pronounce that for me, Sam?
Agajanian.
All right.
Agajanian.
All right. So it's everybody
You're
but
the
me.
only
So
guy.
And you know what else? We know someone who might be able to help those people who haven't bought yet figure out what they can actually afford.
Yeah, we've got that coming. Figure out what you can afford with a guy like
got it.
Sam Beckett. I mean,
You got it.
let's talk about it. Since you have lending experience,
I do, yeah.
right? You did a bunch of different real estate loans,
Mm-hmm.
so you understand what it's like to be in the lending field. You understand now what it's like to be in the real estate field. So isn't that a huge advantage for you and your buyers and sellers?
It really is. So from 2003 till about 07, 08 is when I made my real transition in focusing on real estate exclusively. Up until then, I was doing loans. I was helping people refinance because at that point, rates were dropping from, quite a bit higher down to 30 years were like in the 4s and 5s,
Yeah.
which seemed amazing back then.
My first loan was 12% that I did. No joke. 30-year fixed, 12%, and the lady was
Wow.
excited.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah.
Mine was 8 1/4 back in 2000.
Yeah. 8.25 was your first loan.
5%'s
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, exactly.
4 or 5.
So you did a bunch
So
of the refis.
Yeah, so
So you understood the basics.
that was my business. That's what I did. So now, from a real estate broker's position, if I'm working with a seller, and we're going through a transaction, we've got a buyer on the other side. First of all, they're going to have to talk to one of you guys from Team Home Loans to make sure, that we feel comfortable with their approval. But even after that's done, I'm going to be able to know which questions to ask and to see through some of whether or not the answer is nonsense or if it's legitimate.
So you mean there's lenders out there, JC, who tell people nonsense?
Believe it or not, it happens from time to time.
Isn't it amazing? Because you were in the lending field,
Sure.
like you said.
Uh-huh.
So how many Yahoos did you meet
Oh.
during that time?
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Nice.
I know.
Well,
I remember. I
That's
said Yahoo before
That's that
Yahoo
age
became a
thing
word.
coming out
There
Yeah,
it
it's the age
is.
thing, man. Hey, I don't have an AOL email, all right? but
You still have the
He
little
just has
CD.
1,000 emails he doesn't get a chance to check.
yeah,
yeah, that and we're on the radio too, so you got to watch your language.
yeah.
But yeah, no, getting a license to do loans or real estate, that's not the most difficult part. Being a seasoned professional is the difficult part. So yeah, there's plenty of, dummies who come in
Right.
and just do whatever they can to make a quick buck.
Right. And they just say whatever they can to make you think they have the lowest rate or the best deal or that they're going to help you get stuff done. But I know you being an expert, you mentioned real estate broker. Can you let the audience know what's the advantage to you having a broker's license versus just having just a regular real estate license? Can you explain some of the differences to the listeners?
Oh, sure. So, well, first of all, there's a difference between a licensed real estate salesperson.
Hey, hold on again. You're listening to 1170 AM, The Answer. I've got JC getting ready to explain, and you really need to listen right now why you want to work with a true real estate professional. Here's some of the difference. JC, sorry to cut in.
Yeah, that's okay. No, the first step in anyone's real estate career is to get a license, right? So there's a difference between a licensed real estate salesperson and a licensed real estate broker. A salesperson, basically needs to do some coursework, take a test, and go hang their license with someone who is a broker, then go to work.
So if Brian got his license today, he had to have to go hang it with Kyle Whissel, who's a real estate broker, or
Exactly.
yourself, who's a broker, in order to work underneath them
Right.
for some amount of time or until they get
Yeah.
stuff going.
Yep. You can't just go and get your broker's license from scratch. You have to have years of experience, and you have to have additional coursework before you can do that. And in addition, you can't work independently as a licensed salesperson.
Nice.
Interesting.
You
Yeah.
can work independently as a broker.
And that's what you've been doing for years, is working independently, but you've now merged in with a great team. And Kyle Whissel has been an independent broker, but a big independent broker
Right.
here in town.
Yep.
And so being that real estate broker, you've got additional education, additional experiences
Absolutely.
than just the average real estate sales agent. And I'm amazed. I know some guys and gals who do a lot of business, make a lot of money, and they're just still regular real estate agents. They haven't done the extra education. Why do you think that is?
I don't. Maybe they feel like if it ain't broke, they don't plan on
Yeah.
ever working independently, or they don't maybe see the need for it. But
But if you're getting additional skills,
Mhm.
because you have to do the training to take the course.
absolutely,
As I said here, I never went and finished my degree because I had kids at 20
oh, wow.
and at 22. So at 22 years old, I had 2 kids and a mortgage payment. I had to drop out of school. I was already working 70 hours a week and going to school full time, 16 units, guys. 70 hours a week, 2 different jobs, and going to school full time. When my wife said, "Hey, honey, we're pregnant yet again." All right. And I was like, all right, something's got to go. So school went.
You understand how it works, right?
Right. And then my wife wanted
Maybe not.
my wife's like, "Hey, honey, I want a housekeeper." So then I was like, okay, I have to really work hard to get my wife a housekeeper. And so we had a full live with us Monday through Friday, which was great. And so I was able to replace that by doing more loans. That motivated me to get those loans done and get the training done. And so I've never gone back to get a degree, but a broker it's just additional education that's specific to your job that, Jason, you've taken the time to do that.
Certainly. Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it was worth it because I really, I enjoyed the time that I was out on my own for a long time. But now, you know what? I'm really excited to be part of the team too, because I spent a lot of time, I had little freelance assistants, but no real regular team under me. So decided to come along with Kyle and be part of something bigger has been a great.
It's pretty awesome too, isn't it?
Yeah, and we got a really cool team. It's really neat to see every week we get together, the whole team. A lot of team home loans are there. Are there? Is there?
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. Is there? It's Jasonisms. It's okay.
There it is. So it's really cool to kind of get together. We all talk about what's working well, what's not working well, getting up to sync on what's going on in the marketplace, and doing a lot of continuous learning on anything from how to boost our presentations, how to take better care of clients, kind of the whole gamut. So it's really neat to see the whole team interested in learning. And not only do we do that once a week, we also have smaller group meetings every day that we work together to really grow and hone our skills. So it's really neat. And so I can see that as a real big bonus.
You're excited to be part of the team, right,
Oh,
Brian?
certainly.
It's a huge advantage too.
And we have fun together.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I know Kyle's whole thing is work hard, play hard. We're getting ready to go to a break here, but you're listening to 1170 AM The Answer. Again, this is Jason Hall with Team Home Loans, filling in for Kyle Whissel on Whissel Wednesdays. Coming up, we're going to talk about that team with Sam Beckett from Team Home Loans as he's part of that Whissel team. So we'll be right back. Thank you guys for listening.